This video is going to cover Google Earth inside the dashboard, and so that you show you how to map things on every page. There's the ability to map, create a heat map, or things like that. So first, I want to look at the dashboard here and show you where it's located. On all the pages, usually after you drill in one, two pages further, you'll find the availability for mapping. So if you go to incidents, click on, for instance, thefts, they'll bring up a category of thefts. All these have been put in one group, and there you would have export to map. When I click that, what that would do is create a KMZ file, and that would open Google Earth. If you have installed it on your computer, it's free. It loads in about 5 minutes or less, and it'll be available to you. So the same on offenses. When you go to offenses, you'll see that there's a Google Earth symbol on the second page in. So if I was to click on burglaries, it would bring in burglaries. If you created one big huge category and put them all in one, when you got there, you'd be able to map all them to natures. Same way, when you click on a nature, you'll be able to map it. Here we're mapping accidents by the nature, and you can map them all, and it would show different ones, just like it does over here now. It'll show different, if you had 3 or 4 different accident types or burglary types, burglary residential mapping, it would show it over there. So anyhow, same on citations, accidents, roll calls. An interesting page in that the whole idea is to map it and bring it up for a group to bring attention to what's happening. So in roll call, they don't have to really go through all that. They get over to this page. There's a big button here that'll map everything that's been set up underneath it. You just click here or here and it'll do it. Same with officer. Within that page, wherever you see this, you can start mapping. Once the mapping is set up under this application settings and then over to mapping, you shouldn't have to touch or change anything here. But you will see how we're mapping. You can add a few things here and enable the heat map or not, and also you have time stamp and time span, which I would suggest you read up on before you click those on, so that you can see what it does. It creates animation on the map, a little more than what most guys are probably going to be wanting to do. So after you click on this this file here, you'll create a file. It'll say open, and if you have it installed, you can open it up. Once you open it, Google Earth will start to render the map. And so I'm zoomed way out here so that kind of get an idea. But when we click on yours, it'll start zooming into your area in something like this. So you'll see P1, P2, that's period 1, period 2. You will see some changes in the icons here. The other thing is I'd shut this off and don't come over here and you'll be able to see a bunch of other things turned on. They take up a lot of speed on your server and on your thing, especially like photos. You don't really need them on, so you would check all them off so they're not on there anymore. This is one that I've mapped burglaries, and you can see it over here. And so everything on this places in this ledger is pertains to this, to what's on the map. If you loaded several maps up, if you loaded burglary and theft and drugs and accidents, you'd have them all just listed down here. And you can actually click on it and change their name to whatever you would wish at this point. In addition, under my places here, I've added, all these are saved under my places, but I've went ahead and added polygons, and I'm going to go through the polygons and how to do them and how to set them up here in a minute. As you can see, I've got circles, I've got big polygons up here and smaller ones. The best thing though is when you're creating polygons is to turn off the heat map, because it'll if you've got a light color, the heat map will override it, and you'll be able to won't be able to see your area. So here's the heat maps I've drawn. I'm going to turn some of them off and then go to another area, maybe here like this one, and create a couple more polygons to show you how they're done. A lot of the dashboard will locate crimes on a map according to the location that's in your Spillman, like your area and locations in what's called TB zones. But you might have political zones, political wards, you might have school districts, you might have community policing districts, you might have even the ones in Spillman that you want to highlight on the map, because then it's real easy. How many crimes did we have in this area, or how many in this big area, or something like that, and you can easily tell. So to create polygons, first you would drill into an area, and so let's drill into an area like, say, like this one, and you could be out further. Let's take this big block here, this 7200 block 4100 south. First thing you do is come up to this top, and you can place a marker, add a polygon, add a circle, a path, or overlay images, and a whole bunch of things up here, and you can change the view. And the most important ones seem the polygon, the email, or the print button. So let's go polygon first. When you click on it, another page opens up, and what that's doing is getting ready for you to do your polygon. So when I move my cursor over the map, it turns to a little square. Now, first thing you do is put in the first button, or the first marker. There's one there. I'm going to come across, put one there. I'm going to come down, put one here, put one here, and now I have it. And the thing you would do is to now name it, and this might be, community policing number 2, or school district number 3, or school area number whatever you would like. Next, what you would do is change the color. You could add a color for the line. You bring it over, click OK, and then you could increase or decrease the thickness of the lines, what this does. Or you could change it to red or some other color, whatever you would like. The next one is you fill it. Right now we can't see through it, so we're going to fill this a color of some sort that we want it to look like here. And so right now it's at 100%. We'll go OK. And then over here we'll set this down to about 50. You could click random and just pick one. So we'll reduce it, and it seems like around 50 below you really can see the information below it. We'll go down quite a bit. And then click OK. Now you have this new one up here. Let me bring, and you can see what it might be. Any of them, you can turn them off and on as you wish. So if you wanted to send this map out, you could do different things to it now that you've created the polygon. When you look at your map from above, you can see all of them that I've created. Let's see that this west side one, or this one here, you can see when you click on them how they respond here. Now I've created a really small one down in here to show you. This one here, it says small area, in fact. Now you've been getting a lot more crime, or you want to track this a lot closer, and so you want to change this polygon. It's very small. So what you do is you right click on it, you get the information. Here's the information on it, and you see how it put the little markers. So just go ahead and adjust them to the size you want. We want it to cover all the way down in here. New beat we're going to start, or we want to, it's really been getting a lot more crime, and so we want to expand it. So now this area is going to take in all of this, and it wouldn't matter where, say it wouldn't matter where you went to, you could expand it out. If you get mixed up on it, or if something happens and it just doesn't look right and it gets all mixed up, just cancel it. and then come back over and right click it and go down to area and change it, get information, and change it. Because if you do something, you know, it could get all messed up. So just cancel out and go back and get it again. Like I say, that's one way to create the polygons. Works really well, and it really highlights what might be happening in that area. In this case, we were looking at burglaries. The other one is circles. You can create a circle. So if you want to know how many accidents or how many something's occurred within let's say a homeless shelter, or how many accidents within an intersection, or how many drug things within a housing project, or whatever it is, you can then create a circle. We have a circle measurement here, and I'm going to turn this one off, and it looks like it was the one down below. So this one up here is circle B we're going to be dealing with, and so I'm going to click on it and right click and get the information. So you have a description of it, and I just got circle B. You can see the measurements of how much. It's 3.42 miles, and how far you're off the ground, view, color, and description here. So once I click on that, I can then change a little bit, but you have to be careful with a circle in that it doesn't change real well. I mean, when you click on it and you start it, you have to, you can really finite. If I was to blow this map up, I could really blow this out and say this is what I wanted my area to now look like in here. If I came in here, I could make it, see, and that's what I say, then you cancel and go back. So anyway, that's a circle. If this were if you had a particular housing project, let's say this housing project right here, and you wanted to, not necessarily a housing project, but you wanted to capture everything around it so you could study it further, you would click up on the polygon, not the polygon, the measure tool, say I want to make it a circle. Now you see how again it creates it. I'm going to clear it or move this out of the way here anyway. So now I'm going to click once. This is where we want it to start from. And drag it out. It took me a second to do that. Now let's clear it. Click and drag. So what's happening there is it's cleared again. Clear. I clicked, then took click it to get a button and drag it in and out. Don't put your finger on any button. You're not holding the mouse, the right mouse button. You just clicked on it. Then you come out. You can see the measurement over there in yards and square meters and stuff as you get bigger, and then click it again and it holds it. Change this to miles or whatever, inches, whatever you would like. So that's how you create the circle. You can do different things with it. You can change its color, or you can do some things like that. So clear it. Circle again, click, release your mouse button, move it in and out where you want it, click again. You can get the information on it, then you can change the color, and this one right here actually, so we can cancel out there. This one here, save it. Now we can do the color with it if we wanted to. Let's make this one blue. And then that circle up, one of them ought to be here we go. Make it blue. There it goes. You can really see the points on it now. When I clicked on that, so if you right click it and get information, you can move this window out of the way a little bit if you decided, well, this is an area that we want to watch. However, the area really kind of expands down here. You can so that you can move out, but you have to move each one of them in order to get it looking right. So like that. So that's a circle. And in this case, oops. In this case, there's only one in here. You have to click OK before you start messing. Then you can click and see what it is. So that's your polygons. You can turn them all off or all on, like that. If you put them underneath places, you'd be able to, underneath different subsystems over here, you'd be able to turn them off individually, like this one here. So under My Places, and then down here we have a different one called Trailer Park. So that's pretty well it on polygons. Now the other thing is, now you can email this to somebody. You can do a screenshot, the current view, it's in a KML file, and send them this, and if they have Google Earth, they can open it up. But there again, I'd say turn off your heat map so that the colors don't mess it up like that. One thing you cannot do is you cannot export these points out that I've been able to find out, and it doesn't look like you can. So that's Google Earth. You can go over the Google Map, but the points don't come with. I don't know. Google Map doesn't allow it. So one reason we use Google Earth on it. You can save the image. You can print the image out, email it. You got a ruler here. You can show distances and look at it different times a day and over time. That's about the only one. This place a marker here. It puts it wherever you would last were on it. So okay, and if you do that, just right click and delete it. Okay, that's pretty well the mapping. If you have any questions, please get a hold of me. Thanks.